So many of you that know me know that I run a community called Women in Digital Business. So Women in Digital Business is a community primarily for Black women. Black women that want freedom, want flexibility, they want to be selling online. The internet gives us the type of lifestyle that we can have. We can be work, we can be bosses, we can level up, we can look after families, we can be the go-to, the community leaders, and still be able to have a profitable business when you're online, because the internet, you don't need bricks and mortar anymore. So it's really a place that Black women can come along to and just take that mask off. You know, I feel like we've reached a day and age that we go out in the corporate world, in the real world, and we say one thing and then we close our door and we've got a whole nother conversation going on about how we feel, how we're treated, how it's difficult to get ahead. You tend to find, you know, we're constantly trying to follow a format or a strategy of what other people do, but we need to figure out our own way and our own path. And our community is just a place where you can come and just get to be you, but also get to be supported by other women and just learn about strategies that actually work. If I had £1 for every time lately that I see either an IG ad or I see something on LinkedIn that tells me I can become a millionaire if I just follow these simple steps, and it almost feels like a script from a swipe file, it's a myth. You can only get to where you're going through hard work and your own strategy. You can't follow anybody's destiny other than your own. So our community is about coming to a place, being able to be yourself, and also really learn strategies that's going to help you level up and get to the 6-7 figures that you want to get to. Okay, so I want to introduce to you now the wonderful Dailisia. She's going to be a headline speaker at our summit coming up, Top 100 Powerful Black Women. We have got 3 days of Black women coming to you to be able to tell you stories, share knowledge, give you tips of everyday women, not celebrity status, but are rocking it and just being able to be there to give you the advice that you need. We're really a community that exists to support Black women, support Black women to have a voice, to be able to take their mask off, be themselves, talk about all the things we want to talk about without being blacklisted. Or, you know, you can just get cancelled so easily nowadays. It's just really creating a safe place. But on top of that, it's really about helping women to level up in business. And just this whole bombardment on the internet, Dailisia, of, you know, follow my formula, pay this amount of money, you're going to get ahead. Like the amount of videos I see within my day that literally it feels like they are reading copy from a swipe file. And here, the scripted structure of, you know, the marketing framework of ADA, you know, attention, interest, you know, punchline, and these structures. And what's happened is you've just lost people's authenticity. And I think authenticity is what gets you ahead in business. Understanding who your end user is and how you're going to connect with them through technology is how you're really going to be able to understand and sell. And that's what we do. So we've got the amazing Top 100 Powerful Black Women Summit coming up for International Women's Month. And here with me is the amazing, the headline speaker, the woman that just makes me feel like I get to be me and celebrates me. I just want to kind of hand it over to you to talk about like what you do and some of the fundamental problems women have, why they can't level up.
Yeah, Nat, thank you so much. I think that the issues that women have are, it's not just happening in one country. It's happening across the world. We have been put on the back burner. We have been taught to have this mentality of giving, and then, you know, it's really interesting because when we met, you sent me an email. I didn't know where you were from. I'm like, who is this person who sent me an email? And it was like at 2 or 3 in the morning. And I'm like, why would someone send me something? And I looked and I'm like, oh my goodness, this woman is from London. This is going to be my new, this is incredible. And because it was like a 9 o'clock in the morning email that I got. And I was super proud of the fact that, you know, you wanted to not only cross through these generational lines, right? You wanted to connect with other women that are in your, not just in your playing field, but like what I know about you, Nat, is that you open up the gates and you open up the doors for other women. And when you were talking in the beginning about how people are saying, oh, follow my process, you'll be a millionaire, follow my process. It's like, how about follow my process so that you can heal? How about follow my process so that you're not doing processes and over processing yourself or over delivering and overworked in this space where you don't know what your mission or your vision is. You don't know how to execute it. And I think that, we get sidetracked with the money piece. I want to be able to provide. I want to be able to do instead of being, purposeful and intentional with the things that we want to do. Because you can have 3 or 4 jobs and work all this overtime. Is that your purpose? Is that your intention? And so I'm super excited to be, headlining the summit because I think that it's invaluable what resources we have to offer, not just the resources, the master class. And, when we first started talking, Natalie, we talked about Black women having a community. We talked about women who are entrepreneurs that don't have a community, that are in spaces where they don't feel seen. And when we connected, it was about how do we create and co-create and partner to create a safe space. And so I'm excited to be here on the summit because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we get to talk about that we have not talked about. There's a lot of stuff.
So much stuff to unpack. And I love what you touched on about the money. I think the money is a big thing. I think the money takes a lot of us, especially Black women of track. Like, we actually support most economies globally. I don't think a lot of Black women realize this. We start businesses at the fastest rate than any other group worldwide. But what happens is we reach a ceiling height. And I find it even more interesting that when it comes to the coaches and consultants, did you know that only 30% of coaches and consultants earn over 6 figures? The 70% is below 6 figures. Yet the industry is booming and keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I find there's a lot of Black women that will go on programs run by white women or run by women that don't come from the same place as them culturally. And I think sometimes we need to remember as Black women, I've had many coaches until I had you. Mm-hmm. And connect was always the culture. I feel far more comfortable to speak to you about and be vulnerable with you and speak to you about everything of where I am, what I'm going through, and where do I really need to be. And just having a reality about your situation. I feel like sometimes we don't necessarily always realistic. I remember when my first business went bankrupt and people, Dailisia, would say to me, "Oh, how's things going?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, it's great. We've got the online bookstore on Choice FM, we're in Voice newspaper." At this time, I didn't even know how I was going to be eating my next meal. I'm just saying it's really easy to be disorientated. And in this world with the social media, everybody's having a good time on IG. You don't see anybody having any problems.
That part. That part.
I think the money and really accepting, actually, I'm here. I'm making less than, what I'm actually have to pay out, or I'm just paying everything out. Getting to 6 figures isn't as fun as you think it is. You just can pay everything and it's not the largest amount left over. Then now you're like, crap, I've got to get 7 figures.
Yeah.
It's interesting to talk about the money for me.
Yeah, in personal development, it's called the mask we wear. And I think that the summit gets to allow women to see themselves on the other side and know that we don't have to wear masks or bear masks or have to create this theory and this narrative that things are okay and that everything is, going perfectly. Like, I'm even positioned in a way where I don't want you to see certain things. Like we, it's so easy to make it look good. It's so easy to make it look good. It's so easy to polish it and make it seem like everything's okay. That's so easy. That's so natural. It's the longevity. It's also how do we, instead of, let me share my deepest, darkest so I can get from one place to another, because then we are not in therapy. We dump on our partners and friends and we become toxic. I think entrepreneurs get to come out of the imposter syndrome and not only being powerful for themselves, not being toxic to their friends and their family. Not everybody wants to hear about our businesses 24/7. Not everybody wants to talk about marketing strategies and funnels 24/7. Not everybody wants to talk about this thing we have going. People want to engage with you from their heart space to your heart space. So I think it's really a time for us to not just get clear, us to be real about the things that are bothering us, about the things that are not going our way. And the summit is a place where you can find your ideal person, right? Like, this is okay, I'm gonna be real and cut the crap. This is a time to find your next coach. This is a time to find your next community. This is a time where you get to link up with people who have the same ideas as you, people who feel stuck, people who don't feel stuck, people who are watching, you know, the summit, people who are a part of the summit. This is a time to like reconnect and integrate, because at the way that the world is moving socially, politically, economically, you know, we have rights in the United States that are being taken away from us day, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, something's changed. We don't know what the climate is. And instead of us being at the helm of like, of what we experienced in colonialism and this ideology that we need a 9 to 5 or we need something, us as women, we don't need anything. We bear the children already. We bear the fruit. Give us something, we're going to multiply it. It's a time for us to rise up and say, you know what, together we can co-create something. Together we can rise together. And together I could take my mask off and have a community of people and really engage with myself and then see my business grow. Because I'm not telling you you're going to make $1 million. I wish it upon you, right? I'm not telling you you're going to make 6 figures. You put in that work, it will then turn out. Because people, you know, my thing nowadays is, you want me to turn your business into 6 figures, but you don't want to do the work. This is a time to do the work and be authentic about the work and the way that you want to show up in the world. And I've, you know, the longevity I've had for the past 10 years has been asking for help, asking for support. There have been times where HTB, I even talked about it. I wanted to close my organization, and knowing that I had the support of friends, of family, of donors, of people who said, you know what, let me support you. If I would have never asked, I wouldn't be where I am today. So where are you in your business where you get to ask?
I think that's absolutely key, the whole asking thing. As a Black community, not just Black women, we're not used to asking for help at all. So what's happening is that we tend to follow people that we feel like, well, if you're wealthy and if you're doing what I want to be doing, if I can follow your template or blueprint, I'm going to get there too. Mm-hmm. And that's just the wrong attitude to have. You're just never, you can't emulate anybody. You have to be yourself, authentic. And it's interesting what you're saying, because as you know, my background is all about digital funnels. And I keep seeing loads of different frameworks of people selling things and claiming they're an expert, and everything they keep saying is just like, follow me. And one of the fundamental things about the community and the summit, guys, why you need to come along, if you look at small businesses that have really broken thresholds and they've gone to the 7 figures and they're doing really well, one of the things that they understand is brand partnerships. And the reason why brand partnerships have become so big is because the big boys are now doing so much digital advertising, they've pushed the small business out. You know, back in the glory days of 2014, 2014, you could have spent 20 to 50 pounds a day on Facebook, and that would have generated a ton of leads for you. Now that same, you know, 20 to 50 pounds that you used to spend, you're now having to spend like a good 500 pounds, 200 pounds, 50 pounds a day. So if that's per lead, and your product isn't a 10K product, you're losing straight away. So sometimes I even see ads going out on IG and Facebook, and I can see this is a cry of, I need clients. So they've delved into digital advertising thinking, if I put these ads out, it's going to solve the problem, because I can see Hello Seb doing it, Tony Robbins, I see this coach doing it. All those that do tend to be more white and middle age, you can see them doing it, so you think this is the way going to go. But the algorithms don't work in favour from those from ethnic minorities, period. And what you're trying to sell, you're going to have a battle if you haven't got a big budget, or you don't have that type of investment where you can take a loss in the first year and scale up. So what I'm trying to say, ladies, is brand partnerships is how a lot of businesses that you might see that you want to be like, and you're thinking, well, how are they getting their clients? How are they getting their awareness? It's from partnerships. The more we partner, the more we align with each other, we become better, stronger, and we get to create the wealth that we want. And really, that's what the summit's about. So I feel like even with this live, we've come full circle in a sense that you've got all these issues psychologically, but actually, even in the strategic world of business and the world of, you know, data and digital marketing, that same problem exists. there's barriers that stop us. And rather than trying to keep emulating those who we feel are successful, who the journey is, we need to start partnering with each other because it will give more visibility. I think I'm at a stage right now that in my days, people used to protest and riot. I think as consumers, as businesses, we don't take a stand enough. We've gotten to a stage that it's okay for a corporate to pass everything onto us, pass every single cost onto us, and just say, lump it because you have to. You know, what would happen if we all just took a week off, Dailisia? What would happen to those great giants?
Yeah.
I'm talking down even not turning your electricity and gas on. Imagine just 3 weeks of every business that feels that they can dictate to you. So I feel like the summit is also learning methods and strategy of how you take your power back and how you can use resources that are absolutely free to be able to level up. And at the same time, like you said, pay it forward. Let's help each other. And when Black women come together, the sisterhood is just, there's something special. There's always something special in the room.
Yeah. And it's also thinking about your long social game, right? Like, what does that look like? How do you navigate that? Socially, COVID put us in a space where we couldn't interconnect. And now that we're in a space where we can hug each other and have tea and go out, it's like, where does that then come into play in your business? How are you, there's the social aspect of your business and how you interconnect with people. And I think that, it's time for us to unite and create something bigger than what we've been before. So when I saw the summit, I was super excited because Nat and I were going to do something completely different. We were not talking about the summit. We were not talking about navigating this space. And what a beautiful way for us to marry two places in the world, New York and London, in an international summit at that, where people can come together and really connect and reconnect and have a place where they feel seen, where they feel safe, because it's 100 powerful Black women. So I'm super excited about that. And I know that, folks all want to know more about the summit, who, what, when, where, why, how. And so I'm super excited to share like all the details, because it's a place that you get to come in and learn and navigate. And it's also a place for you to grow. So I'm super excited about it.
I'm literally the hype, it's not just the hype around it, just even seeing it come to light of what it is. So I'm going to put some links in the chat that's going to take you to telling you all about the summit. The summit is from the 25th of March to the 27th. It's 3 whole days. It is a virtual summit, but all of our headline speakers, Dailisia is our partner speaker. They're going to be live sessions actually inside the Women in Digital Business community. So what I'm going to do is put the links into the chat so you've got more information about the summit. But guys, seriously, there is a flash sale that we put on. We want to make the summit affordable for everyone. So those who are, in startup stage, they're finding it difficult. And, quite often what happens when you're in that stage of business, you can end up hanging out in a whole load of communities, just picking information up. But one community conflicts or another community says, and you can just end up put in all different directions and get what us entrepreneurs get called shiny object syndrome. So to avoid that happening, we really want to be able to, for you to come along, to be able to support you. Those who are in Africa, the Caribbean, we want everybody, no matter what income bracket or what stage of business, to be able to really benefit from what we're doing. So we are giving 90% off the ticket price, which is usually $199. So there's a flash sale on at the moment. Just check the page out, but don't delay. And we've done this so we can make sure the people that really need it can be there and they're not alienated, which is often what happens. Okay, so I'm going to put the links in the chat. And while I'm doing that, Dailisia, I would love for you to talk about the opportunity for people to actually come on and be a speaker at the summit. And also, one of the things that I didn't do because of the whole technical hiccup is just a little bit more about you and your background and just like why you are so amazing and fabulous.
I don't know. I asked my parents. I think that I was brought up at a time where hard work and, really putting your head down and doing what's right when people are not looking is important to me. And I'm here, as most of you know, for those of you that don't know my story, because I am on Nat's page, my grandmother passed away. I had an epiphany. We were burying her, and I wanted to leave a legacy for her. And so I founded Hey There Beautiful, our nonprofit organization, and we empower women and young girls to live their dreams unapologetically. I am a TEDx talk presenter, I am a speaker, I'm a facilitator, I'm a coach. And the reason I created what I created was because I I wish I had. And I'm in a space of I'm here. And so I'm super excited about the summit because the summit is 100 powerful Black women. It takes place from the 25th of March to the 27th. And I'm really excited because for those of you that are watching this video live, we're going to have a webinar tomorrow about the summit, about details. Don't know the trajectory of what's to come personally, professionally. If everyone knew what was to come, they would have a blueprint. This be a very easy year for folks. And because we don't know when we're going to pivot, how to pivot, what's happening next, this is a great opportunity for you to invest in yourself and for you to say, I get to be on this platform and share. For speakers, it's a 45-minute pre-recorded keynote, which is going to be incredibly amazing. And it's going to be, live over the course of 3 days. And so for my speakers out there, for my entrepreneurs, like this is a place where we get to spotlight women, spotlight Black women, spotlight our movement, spotlight our heritage, spotlight our culture during Women's History Month, which is absolutely perfect. And over 3 days, what we get to do is share and laugh and engage in a way that we've never engaged before. And I've never seen anything like it, which is why I'm so excited about it, because I know that there's so much work that goes on in the front and the back end. And the great part about this is that we're not here to build the table by ourselves or come have a seat. It's like, no, we're building the table together. Come through the door. You gotta lug you have to lug the furniture through it with, with a bunch of people. You gotta find the tools and put it together. This is a time about co-creating. And the landscape that we are navigating right now is uncertainty. For those of us that are living in the US, it is uncertainty every single solitary day. We don't know what news we're going to wake up to. We don't know what's happening in the world. And so this is a great investment at like $97 for you to have this platform in front of hundreds of thousands of women from all across the globe, from Africa, from Europe, I know for sure North America, and from all of these different places where people get to simply just be themselves. It's going to be incredible. And so for those of you watching this, like, now is the time. Now is the time. I would not come on and headline if I'm not. One of my clients is in the room. She's going to be on there. I see you, Tawana. Thank you so much. She's going to be a speaker. I sent her the link today, so she's super excited. And share, Tawana, right? Because this is not just about who we get to engage. This is about us sharing in the community. Who else gets to have a platform? Who else gets to have a voice? And again, in front of thousands of people, potential clients where you can see maybe funders, or you can even see potential partnerships. You don't know what's going to come out. And you missing this, you missed the bus to this summit that we're having, that we're engaging in. This is not a time to sit back and relax and say tomorrow. This is a time to sign up today, move forward, and say to myself, I'm going to invest in and there was someone who told me I'm not investing in my business anymore. And in my mind, I'm like, you're out of your mind. Like, and I should text her that back. But I'm going to be nice, because at the same time, it's like people get to run to this, and I already know that we are going to be jam-packed with speakers. We're going to be talking about wellness and personal development and confidence. And the great part about it, because I love the fact that I'm headlining, I'm so grateful for that, is that I'm going to be able to watch all of these speakers speak about their niche, speak about what's next. Nat is going to talk about, the digital world. How exciting is that? Like, it's literally 100 master classes right there in front of you with powerful people who are in their niche, who are in their lane, who are sharing their stories. 100 master classes from Black women, entrepreneurs, women with stories. I can't wait. For me, it's going to be a day where I've already taken the whole, and again, you don't have to watch it all live, right? I know I'm taking those 3 days off to drink popcorn, to eat popcorn, to, stay hydrated, drink my coconut water, and just watch the unfolding and the beauty that is our stories. So I'm super excited.
And it is our stories. The guys in the chat, I've put a link to the summit, and Delicia's right. There's a lot of hard work that's gone into this.
Yeah.
And there's a back end. But there's something you said, Delicia, and I started off 2025, and you triggered you triggered something in me when you said it, when you said seat at the table. So guys, any of you that have got your own business, you're running your own business, you've monetized it, you're just starting. I've reached a point this year in 2025, if Donald Trump can become president, I realize, you know what? I've been waiting for a seat at this table. I'm 46 years of age.
Young.
Now, it's every decade, it's the same conversation and just a different narrative, and I'm bored. So you know what? Keep your seat at the table. I'm done waiting for it. I'm done waiting for the crumb that's like a speck of dust that you want me to try and catch and have my begging bowl constantly. I'm over it. So now it's time to level up. And you know what? I don't want to sit at the table. I want to own my own table. And if you're at that stage where you're done and you really want something to happen, it is the place to come along, because you need your mind. You need your health. Without your health, you're not anything. You do need to understand that the world has been digitalized. So if you are not on that wave, then you do not understand how you can get your business to level up, scale up, and get to where you are. Without the digital strategies, to be quite frank, it's not going to happen. We keep throwing words around like innovation, funnels, softwares, upskilling, and they're just like these nice to have. They're not nice to have. This is the new framework. This is the new world order. So unless you really get to understand it, you're not going to be getting to the place you want to get to. It's always that feeling of being on the hamster wheel and never being able to get to where you want. There's so many of us that are experts and that are great and that have got a story, especially black women. But if your bank balance doesn't say I'm an expert, people don't want to know who you are. People don't want to work with you. And that's one of the problems. So we live in a world now where if you can go and just have a great day on IG every day, which is what really most of the world does. You know, people don't have a bad day on social media, surprisingly. They're great. They make millions. Follow me. Sign up. It just keeps coming at you, left, right and centre. So when you're getting all of that and you're feeling like you're not getting anywhere, it does feel strange to say, okay, well, am I an expert? You start doubting yourself. You start feeling the imposter syndrome. You start feeling like, am I ever going to get anywhere? Because we are validated on how good we are in business by how much money we make. So are we trying to say that all the experts in the world that are poor don't know anything? And again, we will say someone's an expert also based on their race, their background, and where they've come from. You know, this summit is about realness. It's about really bringing women with real hard life stories and lessons that they're going to come along and share. And they're now in a different space. And they want to offer those masterclasses to you, because this world has got a way of bamboozling you, of really understanding what makes success and being able to hide behind things that people buy into you. So you just triggered me, Dailisia. When you I kind of thought to myself, that's one of the biggest reasons why I started this summit. I'm really tired of the lack of authenticity that the internet is bringing around, but yet the power it can give us to really be able to level up and change our lives. So guys, seriously, you just don't want to miss it. It's something new we're starting. And even as we're marketing this, we've got digital advertising going out. We've been doing massive lead generation. The amount of messages that we are getting, like, wow, this is amazing. Never seen something like it. Especially if you're in the UK, we don't really segregate. You know, even when people say, oh, just black women, no, you alienate other groups. No, I'm not. It's just that I'm black and that's my experiences, so I can help you the most from those experiences. You know, you can't keep hiding behind the door and say, oh, it's all together, it's equality. And then when we go through our house, it's like, psh, you know, we're kissing our teeth, saying something else and saying we're being held down, the pressure's on our neck. A point comes where you have to start having conversations and you have to figure out, how do I go from being at point A to point B? And that's what the summit's about.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. Definitely sign up. If you want to throw the link also for our webinar tomorrow, where we get to, you know, really go into detail about the speaker, what it looks like. I mean, it's so amazing what the team gives you. You know, not only do you get a speaker packet, you get all of the goodies, which is, your flyers, the things that you get to market. This is a great space where I love a summit, and I love when women come together, and I love that we're not in perfection, right? Because I've said this to a client the other day, perfection is the enemy of progress. So we're all flying the plane and figuring it out. And also we know that these things like this don't fail, because our intention behind it is not only to create a safe space, to create a space where this is going to continue to grow. I was speaking to that. I'm like, this gets to be annual. She's like, maybe we do this twice a year. So the exciting part is that, in partnership, when you believe in someone, there's that reciprocity and that energy where they then not only believe in themselves, they then believe in you. So I'm excited because there's so much to unpack, and I'm glad that we have 3 days to unpack and really, show to the world what we have in every avenue. And I love the treks. We're going to talk about wellness. We're going to talk about confidence. We're going to talk about, the tech world, because that's one thing, is that everyone has their niche. Everyone does something special. Each and every one of you listening, you all have a gift. You have a special gift. You have a special lane. It's not staying in your lane. It's navigating that lane and staying in your niche and being the best person that comes out of that niche, and doing that well over and over, rinse, cycle, repeat over and over, so that you can get the framework and get the consistency in your business and get the results. That's the powerful piece. I've been in business for 10 years, and it's been up and down, and I'm happy on the days. I think I've been the most happiest on the days when my account is negative, and I'm low on the days when it's like, I have so much to do. I have 50 things on my to-do list. And it's also knowing when to rest, when to create balance, when people, get to have me socially around, and being present for my sisters and my niece and my friends and my family. So given all of that in the state of where you are, this is a no-brainer. I get to be in the space and witness women and witness history. And I also get to speak in the space. You get to decide. Either way, coming into the space is one of the greatest things you could do for your business. You don't know who you're going to meet. You don't know who you're going to fall in love with. And it's international. It's international, which is great, because we have women from all different backgrounds, who are coming from all different stories that they have, sharing how they were able to overcome, sharing how they were able to navigate, giving us stories of triumph, and so much. Like, you can't buy faith and you can't buy hope. Oh, Eminem is in the building. Hello, Melanin and Muscles, another one of our headline speakers.
That is absolutely amazing. And guys, for those of you who are interested in being a speaker, again, we are doing a webinar tomorrow, 9 p.m. UK time. Dailisia, for you, I believe that is it 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Guys, please make sure you log into the Women in Digital Business community, where all the details will be there. So there's a link that I sent you for a login. I'll put it in the comments again, because what you need to do is create an account. If you create an account with us, all you have to do is log into your account at 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and you will see me and Dailisia there. We'll be inside the community. So all you've got to do is create an account and log in at that time. It's as simple as that. The seeker spots are going like hotcakes, so I don't really want to put all the information here. If you feel like you could really gain clients, you've got a story, you've got something to say that can change people's lives, make sure that you use that link I put in the chat. You create an account, and even if you miss that time, there'll be a replay inside the community. Make sure you create an account. And there's loads of things in there. There is mentoring from Dell, there's podcasting, there's a lot of resources. There's a lunch and learn that we do every single week with masterclasses, so make sure you create an account. And within the comment, I've also put a link to the summit. Tickets, I've got an early bird offer right now. It's not going to last for very long at all, so make sure you get your ticket if this is something that you want to come to. So again, in the comment section, I'm about to now put a link again to the actual summit. But most importantly, if you want to speak at this event, make sure you open an account with us. Even if you don't want to speak, make sure you open an account with us. Make sure it's absolutely free, and there's just so much to gain and value from it. So use the link that I put in the comment and please create an account.
It's not the time to think, it's about action. It is action, action, action. 8 weeks ago, not even 2 months. And so the great part, okay, Princess, thank you, Princess. We appreciate you.
In there again, you Princess. And
so
you can put the speaker link in there just in case anybody wants more information about it, what it looks like to be a speaker before tomorrow. If you could put the link for the speakers for the women as well, that'd be great.
Yeah, really important that show up, y'all. Show up for yourself. If you don't show up for yourself, no one is going to show up for you. This is the time to show up powerfully for you, for your business, to be in the room, to be in this digital space, and to really navigate and to figure out what's next for your business. Where can you add on? Where can you move? This is the time, y'all. So I'm so excited that we were able to chat. Tomorrow's the webinar where we really get into the details about being a speaker, what you get from being a speaker. It's phenomenal because just your digital footprint alone, you know, I will resend it to you, Tawana. It says not allowing to click and open. Is there somewhere else to find it? I'll resend it to you, Tawana, and make sure that we get that over to you. If you want to read stuff in the chat so that folks can get connected and share with folks, that would be great. Thank you for that. Tawana's always on it. I love her for that. You know, you always, like, it's so great when, you know, wonderful, beautiful people hold you accountable, and when they're there to create the account. All right, we'll make sure we get that over to you.
In fact, I'm going to let me put it in the chat again. There we go. So if you go to the login page, you will see it's got a login page. If you haven't got an account, there'll be a little bit under it that says create an account. So just click the button that says create an account. Perfect. Brilliant.
Thank you, Tawana. And so, yeah, I'm excited.
You're going to have to create one and just click the create account button. Sorry, Dailisia, me and my big mouth.
No, it's okay. That's why I love you. We're so real. And that the summit is going to be super real, which is what I'm excited about. I'm excited to engage, and I am more thrilled for the speakers that come on and they are in their niche and they're sharing their stories. I'm so excited to see that. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be amazing. And it's at the end of Women's History Month. So it's a great way to celebrate what we've done, how we have transformed the world in 3 months and transformed ourselves. So I am sold. I'm excited. I'm ready.
You're excited. And I think for me, you know, is for both of us, this is a bigger goal, a bigger vision. I want, you know, VCs to be coming to us to say, this is the community to come to if you want to find a business to invest in, because this business of Black women produce nothing but businesses that are top rated. They understand how business strategy. They understand how to market. They get the result. We want to be known as that hub. Okay. For every pound a VC invests, you know, only a penny goes to women. By the time you put Black women in that, we're on 0.0000 something. So, and again, we want to own our own table. So imagine what happens if we don't even need a VC, because we can come together and I can say, you know what, it's all right. When your godchildren come to me, they can do an intern in my organization. We've got to start somewhere with the ownership of the internet actually allows us to do that. So I'm super excited. We want to take this to a whole new level.
Yeah, more money, more options.
Yep.
That's all it is. More money, more options. Thanks for everyone that has joined. Thank you for those that are coming into the space. It's been great. For those of you on the replay, you know, my cell phone number is public. My email is public. Everything about me is public. There is nothing to hide. You know, connect with me in my DMs or Nat if you have questions. The spots are gonna fill up quickly. We have two speakers on live now, right? And we actually 4, including us, right? And so actually 5, because Eminem, they're, you know, it's 2, it's co-founders is Shantae and Maria. So it's 5 of us on this call, and there are 100, and I think that there's there's little less than like the percentage of spots that are left. So tell your friends, tell your family, share with other entrepreneurs, share with other business owners. Tomorrow the webinar is going to be it's going to be live. We're recording that live also, right?
But
So yeah,
inside the community as well. So
yeah,
it's
so
going to be
that's tomorrow at 7. At 2 to not at 7. It's February 7th. How are we in February already? Sidebar. So February 7th, it's going to be at 4 o'clock. We're super excited tomorrow, and we are going to give out details. So for those of you that even are speakers, it'd be great for you to come into the community, join, so that you can then communicate back to your community. This is how it works. This is what the speaker opportunity looks like, and bring them in. It's absolutely, absolutely free for you to join the community, come into, network, find, your niche. Find, again, your mentor, your coach. Every great coach has a coach. Every great entrepreneur has someone who's supporting them. So this is going to be a really great time to navigate. I'm excited about it. I love you all for having us here. Natalie, congratulations on your first live.
Ooh, yeah, could you believe that? I build funnels
I really don't. When you told me that today, my face was, I was like, wait a second, how did that? I had the meme face that they meme. I was like, how did that happen? And that you create all this content. And it's great that folks can see your face and connect with you. And it's great that my folks get to connect with you. So I'm super excited.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
I couldn't be more excited. The fact that we've got Eminem on board. And people, one last thing as well before we go. So every Thursday, I'm going to be here, and we're going to be here with a speaker. So Eminem, and I find it so funny, melon and muscles. We say melon different in the UK. So the accent's I'm going to have fun with this throughout the summit with the accent and how we all say it. But Eminem will be with me next week, Thursday. But I'm going to be in Las Vegas because it's the Funnel Hacking Live event. So we'll be coming live to you from Funnel Hacking in Las Vegas. See, I'm really getting into this whole live thing. Gone from one to doing one in Las Vegas.
That's my friend.
Level up. So yeah, next week it will be at 6 p.m. Las Vegas time. It's really bad. I have no idea what time that is in the UK. And then from there, every Thursday, once I'm back in the UK, we will be having a speaker here with me, and just really touching on the tracks of the summit, which is, your personal development mindset, your health, your wellness. Eminem is headlining that up. The digital and tech track, which I'm the actual geek of the bunch. I'll be headlining that track, and also the finances, the money. It's a big topic in our community.
That's right. That's what I was talking. That's the other, and I'm wearing my money green too, on purpose. I always wear my green. I'm excited. Yeah, listen. Either you're in the summit watching it, or you're headlining. Or you're either in the summit watching it because we have our headliners. You're in the summit watching it, or you are a speaker. Get in the room. Get in the room and navigate yourself, because this is an opportunity to meet thousands of women, speak your niche to them, from their heart to your heart, and really share what you have, what's cooking for you, what's working, what's not working. It's going to be incredible. I'm super honored to be a headliner. Yes, we're out here. And congratulations to Eminem, Muscles, Tawana, I know that you're getting on. And also, I see another beautiful face. I just want to say hello to my sister who's watching. I love you. Thank you for supporting me. And those of you that are coming in on the live, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for trusting us. This is going to be incredible. This is, and part of the proceeds, I just want to share, which is really near and dear to my heart. Part of the proceeds of the summit are going to go towards Hey There Beautiful, the foundation. So this, this piece is going to be able to support our young girls. Nat is doing some digital work for us. Yeah, Nat is doing some digital work for us that I am so honored that she is able to really support the brand, and that I can trust her with my ideas. That's important. So thank you, Nat. So 100 Powerful Women, March 25th to the 27th. Tomorrow is our webinar. If you want to come and be a speaker, it is $97. The webinar is tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be live to bring your friends in. If you want to expand your business, if you are an entrepreneur, if you know an entrepreneur, it is the time. It's $97 to be a speaker. You get a speaker kit, you get scripts, you get everything that you need. And I feel like that value in itself will allow you to say, okay, this is what it takes to put on a summit. This is what it takes for me to digitize myself. So now is the time to strike while the iron's hot. I am here because I believe in that. I believe in what she has to offer. I believe in her power. I believe in her team. I believe in women in digital business. Like, now is the time. And I'm so grateful because this is what reciprocity looks like.
Much soon.